We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And this evening on the Huddle, I have a question for you, Huddle community. Have you been struggling to create fresh and relevant content for your audience on YouTube? Well, this evening on the Huddle, I want to share with you 5 important reasons why most YouTubers are throwing in the towel and quitting and failing to create fresh and relevant content for their audience. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong, where we share tips and tools on making live streaming easy for you as a beginner. And as we said in our opening hook tonight, we're going to be sharing 5 important reasons why some YouTubers are throwing in the towel and quitting and failing to create fresh and relevant content for their audience. And so if you're new here this evening, whether if you're watching me on LinkedIn or YouTube, do me a favor, give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag Team Replay in the comments section. And so tonight we are excited to get into this topic on why most YouTubers are throwing in the towel and giving up and quitting and failing to create fresh and relevant content. Now, when I talk about creating fresh and relevant content, I'm not talking about because you have reached a certain milestone of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, or if you have a silver play button of over 100,000 subscribers. I'm not talking about subscribers. I'm not talking about X amount of views or hitting certain milestones. I'm talking about, as a channel, being able to create fresh and relevant content for your audience. And when you fail to do that, what ends up happening over time, you as a content creator can be tempted because of the way things are going, the momentum that is going in such a way that is not reflective and positive in your eyes. You end up, or I end up, opening ourselves to the possible temptation of quitting and failing to create fresh and relevant content. So we're going to get into that tonight. So as we get ready to get into that tonight, if you're watching me live on LinkedIn, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. And if you're on YouTube, let me know on YouTube where you're watching me on live as well. And so let's get into the content. Why most YouTubers, in particular, are failing to create fresh and relevant content. So, with tip number 1, kicking us off, I believe the reason why most YouTubers are failing in 2024, being YouTube such a competitive platform, they're failing because they don't have a clear channel topic. When you don't have a clear channel topic, when you don't have clarity about what your YouTube channel is about, and you don't have clarity about how you are trying to reach your audience, that lack of clarity will communicate itself on your channel, in your topic, where a viewer comes to your channel and they see this lack of clarity about who you are as a content creator, what you're trying to create, and what you're trying to share. And as a result, what they're looking for, they feel is not relevant to their needs or their pain point. And as a result, they leave. And here's 3 reasons why I believe this happens. Number 1, as a content creator, it is important that we learn to niche down in the content that we're sharing. Being able to niche down. You say, well, Walter, I want to be able to create a variety of content. I have a variety of topics and interests, things I am interested in that I want to share. And that's okay. That's okay to have that desire. But I want you to think about this from a business and career standpoint. When you go into business for yourself, when you go into entrepreneurship for yourself and owning your own business, there is a particular target audience that you want to reach as an entrepreneur. There's a particular target audience that you want your business, whether if it is an online business or if it is a physical brick and mortar business that opens its doors from 8 in the morning to 6 at night, there is a particular audience that you want to reach. And so what you're doing is you're niching down. That niching down is predicated upon how successful you as a business can be in your first 2 years, because it is said typically in the first 2 years, it's probably the most challenging for a small business owner or business that's trying to compete in its market and reach the target audience. Now, if that's true in a business sense, how much more in YouTube? So we have to as content creators, niche down. We also have to embrace competition. A business owner understands if they're going into business trying to reach a specific target audience, they know that there is competition already established that is providing products or services that they feel they can provide you as a business owner or entrepreneur or a content creator in this sense, because we're speaking from a content creation standpoint. You feel you can offer those very same things, but better and at a more affordable price to the customer. There are thousands upon thousands of YouTubers that create content. And for the most part, you will find that they have individuals who are in the same similar niche. And so what am I saying? Being able to embrace the competition means that you don't go and try and go and start a brand new niche that's unproven, that's untested, and that is not something of an interest to the viewer. You embrace the competition and understanding that this is a proven niche, a target area that viewers want information on, and you have the capabilities, the skills and abilities to share that. Well, you say, oh, but Roberto Blake has already did thousands of videos on brand deals. John Lacey from Learning Livestream with John Lacey, who's in the chat tonight, is create hundreds of videos on OBS Studios. But no one has your perspective. No one can add to the conversation like you can. So you have to embrace the competition as a content creator, because it's a proven area where viewers are interested in learning more about what that subject matter that you're on. You are a subject matter expert. I always like using John because he's in the chat every week. And though he talks about live streaming, when you go to his channel, one of the areas, his strongest areas that he really gets a response from his audience is on the topic of OBS studios. People are hungry for information on it, so they go to him. Now, John didn't turn around when he first started and said, oh no, I don't want to go into a deep dive tutorial on OBS studios. Maybe I'll do something on Ecamm. Maybe I'll do something on OneStream or Restream. And again, there's nothing wrong with those other live stream platforms. But John understood that he could add to the conversation on why OBS Studios can be a great tool for live streamers. So he embraced the competition. And then also, having a clear value proposition. When I come to your channel, do I, as a viewer coming to you for the first time, have a clear understanding of what your channel is about and the expectations and the benefits that you're promising me as a viewer? Can I find that? You say, how can you determine that? Well, looking at your videos. If I'm looking at your videos, and if your channel is set up properly and you have the appropriate playlists that communicate that value proposition, I can be able to find what I'm looking for. But if I go to your channel and there is no playlist, or if there is a playlist and it's a playlist of the latest songs with Michael McDonald and Marvin Gaye on, ain't no mountain high enough. Okay, let me stop because I don't want YouTube to hit me. But you get what I'm saying. Sometimes people create playlists and it's their favorite songs. The playlist is for the viewer. It's not for the content creator. Put that on private. Watch that later. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic. The reason why most YouTubers are getting discouraged and they're throwing in the towel and they're quitting, it's because they're failing to create fresh and relevant content for the audience. And they have no clear channel topic. So what about you? Right now we're getting ready to go into the month of May. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to do a little spring cleaning on your channel. Go take a look at your channel topic. Is it communicating a clear message to your audience? And if it's not, then that may be the opportunity for you to now fix some things with your channel. John says you got to think about the through line of your content. Mine is video, live streaming, and content creation. Oh yeah, definitely. When you have that clarity, viewers are going to clearly see the message that you're trying to share with them. Let's move on. A second reason I believe content creators, in particular on YouTube, get discouraged, they're throwing in the towel and quitting, and they feel like the channel is failing. I've even seen some YouTube videos that said 5 reasons. Here's the reason why your channel's dead. I think it's because you as a content creator are failing to sharpen and develop your skills. In this noisy platform called YouTube, if you're taking this serious, and this is not an expensive hobby, but this is something you want to ultimately create content that, as we talked about, leaving a legacy, we talked about in terms of last week, in terms of being able to establish and growing a business and growing your personal brand, you got to sharpen and develop your skills as a content creator. Sharpening and developing your skills can take many forms. But I think the first skill that you have to develop is camera presence, learning how to be comfortable on camera. Those of you on LinkedIn that's listening to me tonight, are you comfortable being on camera? And and as we talk about that a lot here on the Huddle, I'm understanding that there is a difference in learning how to be comfortable and having a good camera presence, whether if you are comfortable on, whether if it's your iPhone or smartphone, if it's your Elgato Facecam or a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Each of those devices are slightly different, but can accomplish the goal of what you want in being on camera. The thing is, you got to develop and sharpen your skill in being comfortable on camera. Are you comfortable in making eye contact with your viewer as if they're sitting right across the table from you at Starbucks having your favorite toffee nut latte. And I'm not gonna get into some of the drinks that my wife and my daughter um, drink, because I'll probably butcher the names just like sometimes my wife does in the drive-through. My daughter just has a great old time because my wife ends up quoting what the drink is. So I'll just stick to my toffee nut latte. But developing your skills, having good camera presence, being able to have communication skills that when you communicate the opening hook of your video or live stream, that the opening hook gives the viewer a promise and an expectation of what they can expect from you, that when you press record or go live, if they watch to the end, that they will receive the benefit, the results that you've promised in the opening hook. The communication skills that gets the viewer to not only watch the opening hook, but stay to the end, because there's something they're looking from you as a content creator that you've promised. Another skill that is very critical, not just in terms of being comfortable in camera, being able to communicate, but creating, having a good topic, having compelling titles that offers a benefit to the viewer, and that is also communicated through the thumbnail. Thumbnails, in my opinion, is one of the most important pieces of your YouTube presentation package. I'll say that again. The thumbnail is probably one of the most important pieces of your YouTube presentation. You look at Netflix and you're looking to watch something, whether through action or drama or comedy or entertainment. As you go through Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus, what you're going to see is a type of thumbnail that's going to, with the hopes of grabbing your attention and getting you to click to watch said movie. Now, if that concept is true and important for streaming services, that companies that we talked about, that's important for us as content creators. And these are just some of the skills that me and you have to develop. Hey, do me a favor, if you're getting great value out of this discussion tonight on 5 reasons why most YouTubers are failing to create fresh and relevant content for their audience, do me a favor, click that thumbs up button for me on YouTube and on LinkedIn if you're watching me on LinkedIn, and share this on your favorite social media platform. And as we've gone over these first 2 tips, these 2 reasons, what is it for you? Is it your channel topic? Is it what the skills? I just used 3 of those examples. It could be editing, it could be graphic designing, it could be in terms of just something else that is relevant to your content creation process. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live and join the conversation this evening here on the live chat. As we get ready to go into tip number 3, we'll jump over to what John has. John is always adding relevant information to our discussion. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. But I love this. I love this because this is a pro tip John is giving, and off of one of his building a presentation muscle. He says, but if Oprah rings you up and wants to do an interview, will you be able to manage your nerves? Practice now. 100%. 100%. And yes, I'm there. You said, is it possible to do a faceless channel or not be on camera? Yeah, no, There are channels where it doesn't call for certain content creators have to being on camera. This is true. This is true. John brings up a great point. However, if Oprah Winfrey, if Nick Nimmin, if Daryl Eves or Sean Cannell now wants to interview you as a small and growing YouTuber who is starting to get some traction and you're growing on you mean to tell me I'm sorry, Roberto, I can only do the interview if the camera is off. I only put my profile. Roberto Blank ain't going for that. Sean Cannell ain't going for that. They're not. And so you got to practice. You got to practice. And I'll give you a pro tip on how to practice. You simply, since everyone sends text messages through your smartphone or your iPhone, instead of sending a text message to that person who texts you, just get in front of the camera, open up the video and say, like I do from time to time when I say to my wife or my daughter, hey, good morning. This is, such and such and such. Hope you're having a great day. Want to let you to know that I love you and I believe in you. If you need anything, give me a call. Boom. And then I record it. And then I send a video message instead of a text message. I've done that enough, mindful enough to look at the camera and just do that. And what I'm doing is I'm building as John says, my presentation muscle. I'm being comfortable on camera. You need to try it. You need to try it. Which brings me now to tip number 3, reason number 3 why most YouTubers are failing to create fresh, relevant content for the audience. And you say, what? Failing to make money. And when I talk about making money, you're putting things in place so that your channel can make money. And that your channel, that as money starts to come in, you invest it back into the channel. Because if you've been doing this for a while, you understand doing live streaming with platforms such as StreamYards, and you want to be in 1080p, if you're paying annually or monthly, you're giving up easily close to $50 a month. You're paying annually over close to $360 a year. Well, being able to place the channel in the position where it can make money so that way it can offset these types of expenses are important. And you can do this through start sharing affiliate marketing links of products that you use on an everyday basis. And by putting an affiliate link in the description section or on your said designated website, that viewers can learn more about the different products that you have. And so if you look at my description section, you'll find affiliate Amazon links such as on my Elgato Facecam, my webcam for my C922 Logitech, my Audio Technica microphone, my Audio Technica headphones, and other items that I have. The referral link for StreamYard, because StreamYard is a great platform that's going to give you ease of use, stability, and a professional look. There's various affiliate referral links there that if you click on them and you take advantage of using them, I do get a commission through recommending those products that I use every time I go live or do a recorded video. This is one of the ways you can properly position your channel to start making money so you can offset the expenses that come with using a TubeBuddy, that come with using a StreamYard, that comes with turning on the lights and paying your cable bill. Another way is maybe having merchandise, whether if it's through hats, through hoodies, through coffee mugs, that your viewers may be interested in purchasing. And when I talk about merchandise, it can be physical products, it can be digital products. And then also in terms of if you have a particular skill level in an area where you can share your expertise with viewers who watch your content and they're willing to take the transition from being a faithful viewer into now a purchasing client, you can provide coaching and consulting services on some of the things that you learned in being in content creation. What you're doing is you're positioning your channel to bring in revenue and money so that you can bring back into and invest into your channel. Because if you didn't notice, since the pandemic, things are getting expensive more and more each year. Prices continue to keep going up. And you can only subsidize and pay for things up to so much, up to so much of a point. And if you start looking at bringing in new things that cost, bring in an additional cost, you got to look at how can you then offset that cost by bringing more money through the channel. If you take nothing else from this, this is a very, very important tip here that can help you in those times where things do get tight. Things do get tight as for you as a content creator and your channel. Tip number 4, failing to understand the amount of sacrifice that you need to make on YouTube to have a successful YouTube channel. I believe this to be true because a large percentage of content creators are not all full-time content creators who are doing this full-time. There is the 9-to-5 working content creator like myself who has a 9-to-5 job or career. I believe there's a difference between a job and a career. But rather, if you have a job or a career, you still work 9-to-5 if that's your hours or if your hours are slightly different. Then you have also the responsibility of possibly family, a spouse, children, your commitment to maybe your local church or your community, and just relationship with friends. You have all these things that you have to continue to keep going around in your world, in your universe, and now you're introducing content creation through YouTube. And so when you fail to understand the level of sacrifice that it comes with being on YouTube, you could set yourself up for failure. There's a great amount of time you have to spend in being able to research and putting videos together, the amount of time you have to research and putting together topics, titles, and thumbnails for those videos, being able to, if you're doing slide presentations like I do, or like John does on his live stream show every Friday evening at Eastern Standard Time at 7 p.m. here in the US, there's X amount of time you have to put together. There is the time, there's the effort, but most importantly, there is the grit. The grit to go through the years of the learning cycle and learning curve of growing a YouTube channel when the numbers are not reflective in not meeting certain milestones, such as 1,000 subscribers or 4,000. He says, Walter, there's 500 and there's 3,000. Yeah, that's another milestone. But if we're talking about fully monetizing the channel, okay, there's a great amount of grit you have to put in. Not everyone is fortunate enough to have a viral video that goes viral, that gets over 10,000 views and pops off with over 10,000 subscribers. Not everyone is fortunate to be able to be in that position. And so you have to put in the work. And that work sometimes can be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I've heard some individuals say, I became an overnight success after 8 years of grit. 8 years of true grit. And if you're not willing to sacrifice and put in that amount of grit, what you end up doing is having a failed YouTube channel. You're going to have a failed YouTube channel. You got to have the amount of grit that individuals that started out with you in your circle of content creation all kind of have their own agendas going on, and they're there today. They're gone in a year, and it's just you and a faithful few. You got to have grit when it comes to creating content on YouTube. And for that matter, since I do have LinkedIn, if you're a creator on LinkedIn, you got to have grit to create fresh, relevant content that agrees with your audience on LinkedIn. Or if it's podcasting, you got to have grit. I think the first time that this word grit really rang true to me was when my daughter had went to the 6th grade. She was starting the 6th grade, and the principal of her middle school had given a presentation not on them just starting their journey and being in middle school, but this was now the journey towards them marching towards college. And she showed a video by, I believe, a young lady named Angela Lee Duckworth on the presentation of True Grit. Now, when I thought about True Grit, I thought about the Western movie, because there was a movie called True Grit. I forget who played in the movie, but that was my concept of True Grit. But then when I saw that presentation by Angela Lee Duckworth, and she broke down the importance of why you need to have true grit in whatever you're doing and the years you got to push through, I was like, oh, we got some work to do. And I've watched my princess demonstrate true grit now that she's a top honor roll student in one of the best colleges of the ACC here in the U.S. because she demonstrated true grit. Are you demonstrating true grit though you have 50 subscribers? Are you demonstrating true grit though you have 99 subscribers? Are you demonstrating true grit when you only have 366 subscribers? Because the day will come, if you put in the work, where the viewers will come. The viewers will come, but you got to put in the true grit. Man, I can leave it right there, but I can't. I got one more tip. Hey, do me a favor. If you're getting great value out of this discussion on why most YouTubers are failing to make fresh and relevant content for their audience, do me a favor, click that like button for me. If you're getting great value, click that like button for me on YouTube and LinkedIn. If you're watching the replay, you know what to do. Hashtag Team Replay. Click that thumbs up button. Share this on your favorite social media platform. And if you're new to the Huddle and you've been getting great value out of this discussion on either platform, but in particular on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, join the conversation in the live chat tonight, which brings us to our final tip: using the tools. Using the tools. I just recently released a new video that talks about AI tools and the importance of why, as content creators, we need to embrace them properly. Why we need to embrace AI tools correctly. And the same way we need to embrace AI tools properly and correctly, there are other tools as content creators we need to embrace and use in our growth and development as a content creator. And as I said in my video, check it out. If I'll put a link in the description when this live stream comes to an end. I talked about the importance of AI tools or tools like TubeBuddy, tools that's like the YouTube analytics, or tools that's going to help you with keyword research. These tools were not created to replace you. These tools were created to help you to become a better content creator and create fresh and relevant content for your audience. And with all the discussion going on with AI tools and artificial intelligence, I do understand that there's a great degree of lack of knowledge of their place in our lives and in our world. However, in the world of content creation, if you and I are using them properly, we're going to be more productive. We're going to be able to manage our time. We're going to be able to be more creative. But most importantly, we're going to become better content creators by using our tools properly. And I gave the example of me growing up in my grandmother's home and how I was used to seeing a lot of tools in the home. Tools that were used for either the bathroom or the kitchen to deal with the plumbing, tools that were being used maybe to hang up family pictures like hammers or screwdrivers, like drills or things like that, or hang up big heavy pictures in the living room, or tools that were being used for our vehicles to help with changing the tire or fixing something under the hood, so that it will improve the quality of our lives. And the same way these tools were relevant in our daily lives, from the time we were in our parents' home to now being in our own homes or apartments or wherever your dwelling is, AI tools like TubeBuddy, the YouTube analytics, tools that help with keyword research can help me and you to create fresh and relevant content for our audience. Because if we fail to use these tools properly and correctly, if we fail to understand the importance of these tools, we unfortunately are going to put ourselves and our channel in the position where we're going to end up failing. We're going to end up failing. And if you stay to the end thus far, listening on LinkedIn or YouTube, and if you're watching the replay, I think also as a bonus tip, if we fail to learn how to pivot as a bonus, if we fail to learn how to pivot our YouTube channels correctly, knowing how to adjust and pivot our channels and pivot as content creators, we're going to fail on YouTube because the YouTube platform is always changing. Its algorithm is changing. When I first started out, what was more important was not so much in terms of how long the viewer watched the video. What was more important was in terms of how many numbers you could bag and get, how many subscribers you can get as quick as you could, so that you could reach certain milestones. But now that's changed. It's about getting the viewer to click on the video, getting them to watch the video, and getting them to watch the next video to keep them on the platform. So you got to learn how to pivot. And so in summary, to keep yourself from failing on YouTube, you have to have a clear understanding of what your channel topic is, you developing and sharpening your skills, you positioning your channel to make money that you can invest back into the channel, being willing to make the necessary sacrifices as a content creator so your channel can be successful, and properly using the tools that it requires for you to have a successful YouTube. And as I said, it is a bonus tip, being able to pivot your channel when necessary. Which of these 5 reasons, plus the bonus tip I shared, is relevant, important to you? Let me know in the chat. I jump over here to the chat right quick and just pull a comment. If you have a comment, you're watching me on LinkedIn or YouTube, do me a favor, put a C in front of the comment, a Q if you have a question. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the most previous one. I'll make sure okay, perfect. But if you do me put a C in front of the comment, and a Q in front of the question. Which one of these are most relevant to you? The channel topic, developing and sharpening your skills, positioning your channel to make money so you can support the channel and not have a very expensive hobby, being willing to make the necessary sacrifice as a content creator, your time, your effort, the grit that it takes to grow a successful channel and to keep a channel that is fresh and relevant. And when I talk about success, I'm not just talking about numbers. I'm talking about having a fresh, relevant YouTube channel that viewers want to come back and watch. When you don't have a fresh and relevant YouTube channel that viewers want to keep coming back to watch, you can go look into your YouTube analytics and see who your returning viewers are. Is it a fresh and relevant channel that new subscribers are coming to because you're creating videos, you're creating shorts, you're creating live streams and posts and various things in your YouTube community tab? Is your channel a fresh and relevant channel of information that viewers can come to? And if it's not, you got work to do. You got work to do. And that's okay. If you're serious about this, you're going to get in the gym. You're going to get in the gym at 4 a.m, as the late Kobe Bryant would do, and he would work on his game. He would work on his game. The reason why he won 5 NBA championships, 3 with Shaq, 2 with Paul Gasol, is because he got in the gym. The reason why Michael Jordan won 6 NBA championships is because he got in the gym. And over time, he got a team that was put around him that understood the importance of getting in the gym and practicing. And he became a 6-time NBA champion. They talk about with the Olympics coming up this year in 2024 about what was so impressive about the first Dream Team in 1992 when they went to Barcelona. Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, Kristen Leitner. The reason why they were so dominant, it was because of their practices that they had. How much time are you spending developing and building your YouTube channel and yourself as a content creator so you have a relevant, fresh and relevant channel that viewers want to come to and learn from? And you say, but I have other stuff going on. Then, well, look at where you are and go from there. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we can aim so high for the mountains that instead of we're trying to summit Mount Everest, we need to get at a place where we can climb the first level of Everest. If you understand anything about mountain climbing, people who climb Mount Everest in particular, which is considered one of the most deadliest mountains in our society because of the amount of deaths that happens with mountain climbers not properly climatizing and not being able to not only climb Mount Everest, but get down from Mount Everest. It's one thing to climb Mount Everest, but you got to get down from Mount Everest. And if your channel, and I use that as an analogy, if you're trying to climb the mountain of content creation in YouTube or LinkedIn, you got to learn how to climb each step at a time. And understand, not everyone's going to be able to get to the top and summit with you. There are some people that will be with you at a certain point in the journey. And when you get to that certain point in the journey, when you realize that they're not there anymore, you can't freak out. You can't get to a point in a place in your life where there's no one else around anymore. All my viewers have left. I understood when I moved to 8 o'clock at night, as much as I wanted my core viewers to be live with me, I understood that that could be a time challenge for some people. But my decision and why I changed to 8 o'clock, I looked at my data and said, Walter, you have been doing YouTube now for over 5 years at 11 o'clock. The new viewers that you're trying to reach at this new level are at a different time slot. So I understood once I got to a certain level of my content creation that not everyone was going to be able to climb the next level of Mount YouTube with me. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You got to be fine with that as well, so that you don't fail to create fresh and relevant content on YouTube. Man, this is good. John, I could go all night. I could go all night, but I realize it's Sunday morning for you, and you just hanging out with me on a Sunday morning for you and a Saturday night. I truly appreciate it. I think it's always important, John says in this later comment, to be building these skills. Yes, you got to be building your content creation skills. You have to. You have to, whether if you're a person who, as I said, likes to be on camera, or if you're a person who doesn't want to be on camera. You got to still build your camera presence skill. You got to build the skill of being able to have good audio. So if you don't want to be on camera, you still got to learn how to have good audio so that people can clearly hear the message that you're communicating. So you can go, do you understand the words that is coming out of my mouth? You don't want your viewers to be like Chris Tucker says, no, I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. You don't want a Chris Tucker response. And, if you don't understand that reference, that comes from Rush Hour. But as I was saying, I want to share this tonight with you and those in the Huddle community. If you've been struggling to create fresh and relevant content, here's 5 reasons to encourage you to get back in the gym. You got to have grit. If YouTube has taught me but one thing, you got to have grit when it comes as a content creator, as a small and growing content creator. You got to have grit. And it's okay to admire some of the big and established YouTubers that you watch. It's okay. It's okay to kind of watch and see where they're at. But at the same time, you got to move towards Mount YouTube so that you can summit as well. Hey, if you've been getting great value out of this live stream discussion, whether on LinkedIn or YouTube, and if you're watching the replay up to this point on either of those platforms, give me a hashtag Team Replay for the replay crew. And if you're watching live, give me a hashtag Team Live. And if this, as I said, has been great value to you, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, join the conversation in the live chat. As we get ready to close out, like I said, check out our latest video that we have on AI tools. What I've been, as a strategy that I'm testing out, since there's a lot of talk about faceless thumbnails, or when you as the content creator are not on the thumbnail themselves, but the topic and the title is within the thumbnail itself. A lot of the videos that I'm doing, the series of videos that I'm doing, don't have me on them. So my latest one is AI tools. And so we're sharing and we're talking about the importance of using tools properly so that we can become better content creators and create fresh and relevant content for our audience. So there is a playlist. The first video talks about the content creation process. Second video talks about the importance of why you need to share your message. Right now, we're on the third one, which is using AI tools in your content creation process. So we have some more. So we are busy creating content, whether through videos, through YouTube Shorts, and through live streams. we're demonstrating grit. We're putting in the grit. We're putting in the effort, and I want you to do that as well. So, John, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on the live. As always, man, you provide great input in these live streams. So I truly appreciate you sharing your Sunday mornings over in Australia with me on a Saturday night. And those of you who are watching the replay, let me know which one of the skills that you need to develop. Which are one of the skills that we talked about here in this discussion that you need to develop. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments section of LinkedIn or YouTube. See you guys next week.